Today is a momentous day in Texas. The first joint primary election is the largest county in the state is underway. I'm pleased to report that we have more polling available this historic election that Harris County has ever had in primary elections, serving both the Democratic and Republican Party voters. And this is a major accomplishment. I want to thank the chairs of the Republican and Democratic parties and their staff for their hard work. Their cooperation and collegial spirit made this significant achievement possible. With their support and hard work, we exceed the number of voting centers each party was required to open up under state law. Whatever small challenges we may have throughout the day will not diminish this accomplishment. So regardless of one's party affiliation, wherever you are, if you are working the election, you have my permission to take a second to celebrate. Then we can all get back to work and continue to make history. Today, 545 vote centers are open and are currently serving voters across the county. As of 10 a.m., more than 26,000 citizens have voted in person today. Historically, one of the major challenges that chief election officials face on election day is opening all polls by 7 a.m. Today, 98% of the vote centers opened on time. We rely on our dedicated election workers to carry out their important statutory duties. Nevertheless, we always prepare for small challenges on election day. Election judges that are new, election judges that are nervous, and may have challenges setting up equipment. Facility managers not opening the building on time to allow voters in, and voters or election workers in, and building power issues that have been resolved. Our team plans ahead to respond to these issues in a prompt and efficient manner. Preparations include assign technicians to every single vote center. Today, every single vote center, all 545, have an election tech on site. Keeping additional staff and equipment on standby. Using technology like ServiceNow to log calls and direct concerns to appropriate teams for the fastest response time. We prepare for every election according to the Texas Election Code requirements this cycle. We have to this date cleaned, maintained, and tested all election equipment in use, hosted more than 116 required trainings for more than 7,000 election day workers, equipped all 545 locations with the technology and materials needed to process voters. As of 9:30 a.m. today, 480 calls have gone into our help desk. Again, as of 9:30 a.m. today, 480 calls have been received to our help desk. 59% of them are in regards to equipment questions. 24% of them procedural questions. Other calls from the public and where to vote on today. I encourage every Harris County voter who has not yet voted to do so. Your vote starts here today by voting for your preferred candidates in the primary election of your choice and helping to shape the November ballot for important federal, state, and local offices. Voters heading to the polls today should remember that the polls are open until 7 p.m. tonight. As long as you're in line by 7 p.m., you will be permitted to vote. Voters can choose to vote at any vote center today, any one of those 545 vote centers. Our website lists all the locations available and displays an estimated wait time. Next to that wait time shows a green, yellow, or red indicator. The green obviously means go. The yellow means there might be a little traffic. In red, obviously there is a line. Voters should to remember to bring their acceptable form of identification, and you can view and print your specific sample ballot and take it into the polling location with you. So any written materials voters can utilize and take into the polling location with them to cast their ballot. Again, that's written materials, not cell phone or electronic devices. We remind voters today to go to harrisvotes.com or our election hotline, which is 713 713-755-6965, 713-755-6965, or harrisvotes.com. Are there any questions?
District Attorney Kim Ogg had an issue with her voting and casting a ballot. You released a statement. Can you kind of talk about that right now?
Sure. The question is in regard to District Attorney Kim Ogg and the questions and concerns she had this morning. So I will lay that out. An incident occurred this morning with DA Kim Ogg when she went to the polls and was unable to cast a ballot because a ballot had already been cast in her name. Last Friday, DA Ogg's partner, who is registered to vote at the same address as DA Ogg, voted in the primary elections under DA Ogg's name. And the process of qualifying a voter, each voter is asked to review and confirm the information that appears on the iPad screen, including the voter's name. If the information that appears on the screen is not accurate, the voter must notify the election clerk. In this instance, DA Ogg's partner must have noticed that the information was not hers and must have not noticed that the information was not hers and proceeded to sign in and vote under DA Ogg's name. We believe this is the case because DA Ogg's partner signed her own name as confirmation. Clerical errors can occur at the polls. It is the voter's responsibility to verify that their information on the iPad screen is correct before they are issued a poll code. We were able to assist DA Ogg with rectifying this voter error so she can cast her ballot. The vote that DA Ogg's partner cast has been transferred to her own name, and DA Ogg has been able to vote since 8:24 this morning, though she has not done so yet. Any other questions, please?
I know that you mentioned 98% of the polling locations opened, so obviously that would mean 2% didn't open on time. You mentioned that there were some power issues as well as maybe election judges that are new. Can you speak on some of the reasons why they may not have opened on time, and are they now fully open?
Your question is exactly the answer, really. That 2% that did not open up, we did have a power issue. It's been addressed. Voters have been voting. We did have a couple of judges that had challenges this morning in terms of getting into the facility in a timely manner to set up and get ready. And we've had a couple of challenges with judges who are just a little nervous. This is a big job. This is a big county. And there are a lot of processes that have to be followed step by step by step before we open the polls. And what I can tell you, because these incidents do come up, I have said over and over again, there are no flawless elections, but there are smooth elections, and we normally mitigate all of that in a very timely manner in the morning. And so that's what that 2% reflects. All voters have been voting at every single last vote center that have had voters today, and we are moving along in the process accordingly. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
From the Associated Press. I just want to follow up with what you said about smooth elections. You know, with the history of Harris County having, voting issues, how smoothly has today's election been so far?
Okay, the question is around how smooth has the election been so far. I think I lined out a lot of comments this morning, but let me tell you about what the process takes to get to election day, right? Today is the Super Bowl of any election. It takes Harris County, the third largest county in the nation, the largest in the state of Texas, 6 to 9 months to prepare for every other election. Since September 1st, when the county clerk became the chief election official, I became the chief election official, we have had 2 elections, now 3, all in tandem working together, right? And so in order to get to a smooth election, the reflection are thousands of individuals who choose to step up and serve and work the election polls. Without them, elections don't work. And then the hundreds upon thousands of individuals who work full-time for the county clerk's office, also county core program individuals who support our operations, and temporary who support our operations. So we are working around the clock, 7 days a week, many hours, to make sure that prior to election day, prior to early voting, that all those polling locations are staffed, that all those individuals are trained, and that all the materials and supplies and information that's provided to every polling location is done in a timely and efficient manner. And when issues do occur, we get the details of those issues and we mitigate them as every issue comes up. Again, no flawless elections, but we address them in a timely manner, and we do it smoothly to make sure that every voter has the opportunity to vote. I know there are many that ask questions about issues in the past. I can only address, since I have been the election worker, and this team has done an outstanding job of turning the page to address every concern and issue this county has had since September 1st. So kudos to those who work elections. If you're going to go vote today, please tell an election worker or judge thank you. And if you get to see my staff and the people that are working around the clock to make sure this process is efficient, thank them as well. Thank you. Any other questions?
I had one about the SD15 race. I spoke with Jarvis Johnson earlier, and he said that when he arrived at Booker T. Washington High School this morning to cast his vote in his own race, he was not able to find that race on the ballot. He said that his daughter, his son, and another member of his campaign actually had the same issue as well. But I was curious what that issue came down to, what the cause of it was, and how it was resolved.
Thank you. The question is around a polling location where we had a certain person that did not receive the correct access code or ballot code. This was an election judge error. They scanned most of the driver's license. There's 2 scans that take place in the enter process, right? That is the ID or whatever documentation you have. The next thing that needs to happen is the scan for the actual precinct code needs to take place. Those individuals received the wrong precinct code, the wrong ballot code. It was rectified in real time. As a matter of fact, I spoke with him directly and his family. We sent trainers and individuals that will be there throughout the day to ensure that process has been corrected, and it will not happen throughout the rest of the day. Thank you. Any other questions?
Was that an isolated incident, or is it just widespread?
Again, we have individuals, human beings that do the process, that train to get it. It can happen. This was isolated. I have not heard any other reports in regards to this today, but we were able to mitigate it, and we've had no other reports throughout the day today. Thank you. Any other questions?
On the issue with the VA, is that common? Have you heard of that happening again today, or is that another?
It is common, especially if you have a spouse or a family member that live in the same address. It is common. Any other questions?
Was it that they present their ID, which they have to do once they get to the poll, and the election workers giving them the wrong individual that's in that address?
It could be one or two of both, right? It could be an election worker situation. It could be the voter. But I gave you all the facts as we have researched it and in which we have provided. There are no other details to that. Thank you. Any other questions?
What have been some of your biggest stressors this morning as you were preparing for election?
Well, the biggest stressor is those polls opening up. All of the election workers showing up to every vote center and being prepared and ready to work. But when we get to this hour of the day, I kind of take my first deep breath for the day, knowing that voters are voting, our polls are working, and we've been able to address everything. So I don't know if I call it a stressor. I call it just kind of sitting on the edge of your seat, wanting to cross all the items off the line. And I think that's the biggest one, making sure all of our election workers have what they need, that they are set up and they're ready to go to receive voters. And we've accomplished that. Again, I want to remind voters today, you have until 7 p.m. to cast your ballot at any one of our 545 vote centers. I want to give kudos and respect to both the Democratic Party Chair, Mike Dole, and the Republican Party Chair, Cindy Siegel, who I have worked with and my office has worked with feverishly around the clock to achieve this joint primary election. And I can truly say that today we know will be smooth and will be successful as we get to reporting results in terms of this joint primary. Today, what you are witnessing is a display of what's best for the voters. So thank you all so very much, and we will see you back this afternoon.